Good morning, everybody. It's the final push to Election Day. Please get out and vote. I'd appreciate it. I want to go over some information, dispel some rumors, and talk about some things going on. A lot of you have come to my website and asked a lot of questions and asked not to post them because of the retaliation fear by Mr. Stinson. I won't do that to you. What I want to go over is that a lot of people are claiming that I'm not going to treat you a certain way when you show up to a board meeting. You're right, I won't. I'm not going to treat you in the disparaging fashion that this current board has done over the last 2 years and demonstrated in videos of how they can act. Won't do that. I won't be pointing fingers at people at meetings and calling them liars and having other people in the audience nervously clap, because they don't know how to act or have the way they do things. Do want to address the issue about the low turnout in the meetings. It's because, and I want to make this clear to you, Mr. Martin, the reason why people don't show up is because of Troy Stinson. Okay? When he belittles, berates, and does all these things that he's accusing me of, just like a liberal, because he is a liberal. Okay? He demeans people so bad at these meetings that no one wants to show up because they're watching what he's doing to me. And if he can do it to me, he can do it to them, and he's done it. He's done it to 3 other women and 4 other guys in 2 years. If you go back and look at the tapes, just the tapes, you can see exactly what he was trying to do. If you disagree with what he wants to do, you're automatically attacked. It's automatic. I mean, I had to go back and look at some of this, okay? And they're not talking about the January and February meetings where they actually mention the mill levy again. They go back to September and pick a meeting. They cherry picked a meeting, and then they wanted you to look at it. For what reason? Well, to draw your focus and attention to that. What has Mr. Stinson done in this election? He hired 2 ringers to fix and rig the election, so I don't get elected. That was to be expected. But then the problem is the guy that's actually trying to help him rig the election is kind of honest. What they didn't tell you is that Mr. Wayne Williams is currently involved in his own legal situation, including a criminal investigation right now at the Attorney General's office, which I was alerted to yesterday. That's why I wanted to come on here and tell you. And the issue over his client trying to knock off another guy from the Senate 10 district race when Wayne Williams basically admitted that he can't count anything on his fingers and toes. And apparently without the help of a PowerPoint or Excel spreadsheet is what I think the actual document was. Why is that relevant to you? Well, if you heard how Mr. Williams conducts himself in a courtroom or in a hearing, that would tell you all you need to know about him and why there's a problem. Okay? Now, I want to thank Mr. Williams for sending me the documents that you sent me. I appreciate it. And in that aspect, okay, Mr. Williams just sunk the ship of Woodman Hills over information I requested 3 times in 3 different elections, and I was denied those documents. So, Jerry Jacobson, get ready. Edward Bendelow, you're done. And Troy Stinson, you're in trouble. Why? Because Wayne Williams released the documents, physically released the tangible evidence I needed that I didn't have in previous elections, and I've sent a copy of that to an interested party, a gentleman who knows election law very well, and a friend of mine, okay, who also asked for the same records, which will give him the ammunition to drag your sorry carcasses down to the 4th Judicial District, where you can answer some really fundamental questions for a judge, okay? Which is, why did you guys withhold all of this evidence and all of this public information from not only me, but him? I know why, okay? Now, get out and vote. I appreciate all you've done. I have been knocked off of Nextdoor like it's nobody's business, okay? And the great news is you're all listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. Should I get elected, which is, trust me, that's not happening, okay? If that miracle happens, okay, like the 1980 hockey team, then what's going to happen is the changes in this district will be profound and fast, okay? And the reason why they need to be profound and fast is because this was never about a rec center. Stinson and this board legally stole your money by padding the fees and raising your bills to collect the money they need to build that rec center, and it's on paper. I'm now trying to find out if there's a law that I can use to get that money back into your hands. Yes, I'm dead serious. What they did was criminalized theft legally. Okay, they admitted they padded the bills. So once he made that statement, and that's forever memorialized in his little ditty that's recorded, okay, that gives me the premise to push forward with what would possibly be the most ugliest civil action ever brought against this district by, right now, about 14 homeowners who are very upset that Mr. Stinson admitted to padding the bills. And basically it was so they could build that rec center. And that's not funny. I told you then what I'll tell you now. My innovative ideas can cut the operating costs by $470,000 a year up to, because it's kind of a leeway, right? Then we can go back to bringing the YMCA in here and letting them operate the rec centers at a substantial cost savings to you and your family. Hiring contractors to run the office, and again, with a substantial savings to you and your family. Then, if that's not fun enough for you, then we have the added bonus of never, ever having to go into a meeting and worry about someone belittling, berating, slandering you. There's another word I'm looking for right now, humiliate you, or bring this district down to the level it is now. No one should ever have to go to a meeting and ever worry about being attacked. Ever. Never. I've never seen it done in another meeting, by the way. I've never seen a board blatantly attack the residents for having a difference of opinion like what's happened here, and the reason why people don't go to meetings anymore. That's to answer Troy Martin's statement that he made on Nextdoor. The reason why people don't show up, they're afraid that they're going to do to them what they've been doing to me, as recorded. What I do want to know is, why hasn't somebody from the Colorado Springs Police Department gotten involved and looked at some of these videos, which are in clear violation of someone's general orders? Now you know why. The Shield of Blue, they cover for themselves, and it's sad. Because there really are good cops out there, and there are very good deputies out there, really good guys, who have actually told me that what Mr. Stinson is doing isn't funny. Get the facts, vote. Few days left. Let's get over there. Let's drop those ballots in the box. Hopefully Mr. Williams and his wife won't take mine and throw them in the trash. I'd appreciate it, guys, but we already know that I don't have a chance in hell of winning an election. You can vote for me and I appreciate it, but this thing was rigged from Jump Street. And for those of you guys trying to cover for your past, don't. Because I'm the guy that gets the records, and I've got tons of them. And the reason why I got those records, everybody, wasn't to hold them over somebody's head. It was so I could post them on a website so you would have the truth. And that's what Mr. Stinson is trying to cover up for. His monumental failures as a board president. These things are catastrophic. We're talking big-time game changers. That's why they attacked me in this election. They want to take the onus off the fact he cost us about $8.5 million in lost revenue right now. Any questions? That's the facts. Check them out. Look at the deals. Ask me any more questions you need to. And we'll not post most of your responses because I know you fear retaliation by Troy. Don't worry about it. But the game will not be over on Tuesday. It'll be over when Mr. Stinson and Mrs. Ringen are walking right out the door saying, have a nice day. There is no way that anybody in this district should be a dictator and scream that he's for the community while he's bashing one of them. Actually, a few of us. Have a good day. Don't forget to vote. Thanks for stopping by.